Hello everyone, this is Patricia with Mental Health Matters, and if you've missed any of my previous videos, please don't hesitate, go on over to YouTube with A Slice of Peace with Patricia. So let's get talking tonight about what the world is still buzzing about. The interview with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle with Oprah. It really triggered a lot of folks in terms of extended families, what you're walking into when you walk down the aisle, and how they solved some of those issues and problems for themselves. So it's a very interesting and complex situation for most people, as two people come together and fall in love, and yet their worlds are miles and miles and miles apart. How to make sense of it all? Because for reality's sake, you are truly not just marrying the man, you're marrying his family, and vice versa. So how do we navigate this with so many different backgrounds and personalities and education and ingrained behaviors, and you're moving into a totally different world of a family system that may be completely foreign to you? As in the case of, Meghan moving from being a Hollywood actress, being an independent woman, moving into the world of the royal British family and living in Buckingham Palace. The transition must have been very difficult, as I understand that all of her privacy and all of her identity was really taken away, and the controls that were put in place were pretty severe. I think very few of us really have ever experienced such a total separation from a former life into this brand new life with so many demands and issues that were brought out in the interview. So let's talk a little bit about how to navigate when you're walking down the aisle. Hopefully, number one, you'll take a lot of time to get to know each other and get to know both sides of the family. Really have honest and open discussions and communications about how each of you were raised, what the values were, what the system was like for you, the relationships that you had with your parents and your siblings, and really get to uncover if there are any, hidden areas like mental illness, like abuse, like substance abuse, like all of the financial, educational issues, the way mom and dad related to each other, where you were raised. There's so much to understand and so much to really absorb and ask questions about. So please don't go into any permanent, long-term love partnership without having answers to a lot of questions about both sides of the family. We can hear in Meghan's voice a very sad and still conflicted relationship that she's had with her father, and now with a stepsister that she hardly knows. There's been wonderful grounding, though, from her mom, and I think we all can agree that her mom really stood tall. She walked with dignity and grace and has handled this very difficult situation for her daughter with a lot of ease and certainly a lot of style. So I'm sure that she's been a wonderful help to Meghan and will continue to support her in all of her decisions. And I'm really glad that Meghan has a mom that she can lean on. All right, and then we have Prince Harry, who's been very open about his mental health issues concerning depression, particularly when he was younger and his mom died and he was unable to seek help because it didn't look good for the tabloids or the family. And we also got to see him as a young man acting out and really not getting a lot of help and a lot of understanding, from his family. At least that's the way it appears. So here comes number two. When you have decided to marry and to have a life together and you begin having a family, Sometimes it's really important to set some limits and some boundaries on both sides of the family. How often you will visit, what the expectations are about holidays and birthdays, and how often they need to come over to your house and vice versa. Setting some firm boundaries, I think, is really, really important, and making them very clear. I think that would have helped Megan if she could have understood that she can say no, even though in that environment it did not seem possible. So, number 2, set a lot of boundaries in place as you're still navigating a young family and a young relationship. All right, number 3, make sure that you understand that you cannot and will never ever be able to change people. They are the way they are. The only person that you can change is truly yourself and the way that you react or respond to different situations. So if you're feeling diminished, as she was, left out, insulted, and really was spoken to in a very condescending way, then to set limits on those relationships is really paramount. She was very open about having really suicidal thoughts, about not wanting to live anymore in the environment in which she was, and not getting any help. I know she asked for mental health counseling. She wanted to be an inpatient in a facility, and the royal family said no. So remember that when things get really dark and you're reaching out, please get some help. Please come into therapy, come into a hospital setting if necessary. See your doctor, see a psychiatrist, and really talk openly and honestly about your feelings. What is going on for you and how severe are these feelings and thoughts? And last but not least, I would recommend, setting the limits, setting boundaries, and if necessary, like they did, sometimes a young family has to just decide, this is not working, we're not happy, we need to make a change, like they did, and move away. They left everything that they knew, and I know how hard it was for Prince Harry, giving up his title, giving up his financial security, probably disappointing a lot of British people, including his father and it seems his brother, as well as Kate, but having to make that important decision in behalf of his wife and his children. So I commend him for making a tough decision to help and protect his family. And they seem actually happy now with all that has transpired. They have another new baby girl on the way. They're doing fine and making a life in Santa Barbara. And so there's always hope. And I wish that for those that are going down the aisle and thinking about a serious, long-term committed partnership, that you do what's in the very best interest for you and for your family. They have to come first. So I hope this has been helpful. This is Patricia with Mental Health Matters. And as we learned from both Prince Harry and Meghan, mental health really does matter. And it's important to stay very aware and self-aware of what you're thinking and your thoughts and your past, and reach out and get help. There's why we're all in the field and why we're all working to keep families together and to keep people healthy and happy and whole. So thanks again for listening. Again, this is Patricia. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. Just leave them down below. I will be with my family in the next couple of days. I'm so excited to go out to California again and see my boys. So everyone stay safe. Thanks for following me. I hope this has been helpful. Pass it on to a friend who may be struggling within her own marriage with in-laws and extended family. Again, Patricia, Mental Health Matters. Have a good night, everybody. I'll talk to you real soon. Bye for now.